Welcome to The Guys Review, where we review media, products, and experiences.
Is this a test run, or are we actually doing it this
No,
time?
this is the actual recording.
Okay.
Are your headphones really plugged in? I don't think they are.
They
I
are.
think you got them on just look cool. I don't.
No, I got them plugged in this time.
I think you just wear it on to make yourself look special.
Well, I mean,
Look at me, I got headphones on.
so technically my headphones, God, I can't just
plugged
figure
in?
that out. No, they're plugged in, but like they're
Sure.
wireless headphones. But
Yeah.
I plug them in just because the sound quality, it's better sound quality when they're plugged in.
They're wireless headphones, but you got a wire to it hanging out.
Well, I mean, like I said, I could go with them, wireless, but the sound quality is not as good.
Okay. We'll go
If
with
you
that.
just use your AirPods, that sounds pretty good on my end.
Your sound quality is not the best. I did the first episode. I did with AirPods, and then I tried this, and this sounds the better of the two. Anyways,
Chris,
my
why
name
do you
is
have like a Children of the Corn background?
dude. It's Ernest
Who,
Scared
me?
Stupid, bro.
I know.
The-
He's got the movie poster. My name is Steven. I'm one of your three co-hosts. Together with me today, we have Chris and Tucker. Say hello, fellas.
Hey,
What's going on?
was that
All
Erie?
right. Do what?
Was that Erie?
Happy Halloween!
A little bit.
I'll do
All
it.
righty.
What's going on, guys?
Oh my god. Chris, why are you growing your hair out for any particular reason, or just? are
I've
you
already
gonna
said what I'm growing. Yes, I'm growing out for a particular reason.
Is that why you're growing it out?
Yeah.
You know who he looks like right there?
What do I look like?
He looks like Shaggy
He really does.
from
That's fair.
Scooby Doo.
You should.
I'll
Of
take it.
course, you know that. Have you seen the new Shaggy for the new Scooby Doo they're doing?
No. I haven't
Yeah.
seen the new Super Mario Brothers either.
Oh,
How about
that's actually pretty. That looks pretty cool. I actually want to see that.
Oh, they're coming out with another Super Mario?
Yeah, it's computer animated this time.
that? Hey, it's Halloween time, right? So,
And
have
Chris
you guys?
Chris Pratt is playing Mario.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
it's Halloween time. Speaking of Chris Pratt, because you mentioned it up too, MCU. Have y'all watched that Werewolf by Night?
I saw
No.
that. No, what's that about?
What is that?
It's a movie.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's done in like the black and white type of setting and all. It's based upon, I think it is a comic book where Werewolf by Night and all. So it introduces. I want to tell you who it introduced. Y'all gotta watch it. But it's a really important character that it does introduce. So,
Oh, okay, cool.
really powerful. He's more powerful than what people think. This other side character that they introduced in it.
Is it Blade?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? Since how they're going with these type of characters, why not?
Why not?
Maybe if this does well enough, why not?
Yeah.
I know they're doing Blade, but I mean, like, it's really going to help it out more. I think
Yeah.
maybe they'll do more like these.
Well, so this week we're going to be doing. We watched Ernest Scared Stupid, and so we're going to review that. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about our weeks and how everything's been going. Chris, how's your week, buddy?
It's been going pretty good. I've been staying busy,
Yeah.
but it is kind of weird though. This was in town. Period. It's been kind of quiet around town. I drove through downtown today, and usually, middle of October or whatever, you would think a lot of people would be out and about, but especially how nice it was today. It wasn't like hot. It was, comfortable weather outside, and it was just quiet.
Really?
So kind of very quiet to it. So, but no, we've had a lot of stuff going on at work. So been kind of steady with that.
Nice.
But other than that, let's see. I went back for a doctor's visit. Found out my heart hasn't gotten smaller, hasn't gotten bigger either. It's just stayed the same. So they're going to
Isn't that kind of what you want?
Yeah, exactly. It eliminates a couple of things, so that's kind of good.
Like eliminates a couple of things, as in.
Like heart diseases, stuff like that. Yeah, pretty much that's about it. Like it eliminates that, eliminates the blood pressure, really, I guess, because I've been on that. I don't know. Who knows? I go back in 6 months, get another echo test done to see about the size, see if it's come down anymore or if it's changed.
Did they put you on something like some beta blockers or something?
Yeah, I'm on beta blockers. Of course, I'm on blood, aspirin, blood thinner and all that.
Yeah.
I've got another one. I don't know what the other one is, and I got like a muscle relaxer too that I'm on. So I take like 4 pills at night.
Nice.
Muscle relaxers are great.
Yeah, I do the beta blocker, and they gave me. I'm also doing what is it? I did a calcium scoring, and I've got like super early onset. Not
Alzheimer's.
yeah, it could be it. What is the shit that builds like the plaque that builds up? Cholesterol. I'm on a cholesterol medication, which is not surprising. My mom and dad both have high cholesterol, so kind of
I'm
a
glad, Chris. I'm glad you caught that, man.
yeah. Have you had any episodes?
Yeah, I've had a couple here and there. Not many, but
Hyper.
the
My
other
dog's
day,
here.
man, I had a weird one. Like it was just like I was just sitting there, and it felt like just like a bubble of air almost was like sitting right in my chest.
Creepy.
Like I
Isn't
was
that
saying,
typically called gas?
Could
I
be.
know, right? That's what it was like. It almost was like a burp that was stuck, and it was like I couldn't like breathe, and then finally, like I just went over to the side and just kind of,
Yeah.
better after that. Whatever it was, I guess got out of the way.
Could be anxiety. My doctor told me to take ibuprofen. It's a good what do you call it? Oh my God, my brain today is just like so fried, bro. Good Lord. It helps
Yeah,
with
it's the
tension.
Alzheimer's.
It helps with tension relief. It helps relieve tension.
Gotcha.
So
I don't think. I mean, I probably could take it like in the middle of the day or something, but
yeah,
like me taking it at nighttime, the muscle relaxer and all, I don't
that's fair.
believe I couldn't take any, that plus the aspirin and
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I would definitely ask about it before just doing it.
yeah,
Tucker, how was your week, buddy? Is that all, Chris? Sorry.
yeah, sure, sounds good to me.
Just moving on.
My week was well, I wish I could tell you that we didn't have any dead bodies this week, but I'd be lying. At least it wasn't a homicide this time. But I will say this: seeing what a 7 mag does at close range to the human head is impressive.
That's gross.
Did y'all catch the O-Town creeper?
We have not caught the O-Town creeper,
Serious.
but that's
As long-
mainly because you
as
haven't
long
been
as-
back to Opelika.
I was gonna say, as long as Tucker's free, they'll never catch the O-Town creeper.
I told you I saw him on his bicycle.
I can run my bike with no handlebars.
I haven't
Yeah,
thought about
y'all
that song
been-
in forever.
I know y'all been super busy recently, though, man.
No shit.
That sucks. You need to come to a city up here where it's a little quieter. Yeah. A lot less going on.
No, I'm good. I'd have to start back over as a patrol officer and give up seniority and all that other stuff. And yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, but I mean, you could let your wife be. Well, I mean, she already is your sugar mama, but she could be even more of a sugar mama up here.
Could she though? Because the cost of living is like twice as much.
No, it's not. I mean, the housing's worse for sure, but the cost of living is pretty equal.
Well, housing is part of cost of living, so
Is it though?
yeah, it really is. Because
I
I'm all about having a roof over my head.
mean, roof, overpass, whatever.
Just get you an RV.
There you go.
Sell your house, get an RV. There you go.
Get you a tiny home.
No,
I think we're gonna get an RV.
congratulations. I have never really had a desire for an RV.
Chris, the one that we're looking at getting, it's got a bed in the back, and then it's got like a kitchen area that folds into a bed, but then it's also got two little bunk beds. So I thought if we could get a weekend, get y'all to come up and bring Liv and let the girls sleep in the bunks.
Okay, I hear you. That sounds good.
I don't know when, but one of those things.
Right.
Tucker, anything else to add to your wee bud?
No, Auburn shit the bed,
Yeah,
but we all expected that.
Yeah.
It's fair.
I don't really think anybody thought they were going to win.
No,
To be honest,
no,
mean, not
Did
somebody
anybody
that-
think they had a fucking chance?
dude, they were like a 29-point dog to the dogs.
Although I did have a coworker that called that score
Spot on.
perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it was going to be 52-3 on Friday, and he said, "No, it's going to be 42-10." And damned if he wasn't right.
Yeah,
You know what, man? I got this Alabama fan that works with me. He said that was what was going to happen. He said Auburn will get a touchdown in the fourth quarter. It was like I have no doubts about that. And I was
Again,
like,
I told you guys before we started.
Yeah, it's because you have all the
recording,
backups in.
yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
sure I'm not sure they got a touchdown, or if Georgia just said, "Fuck it, we'll give them a pity touchdown."
I don't know, man. Georgia pretty much doesn't like us, so I could see them being like, nah.
Yeah. Did you see when Georgia got flagged? It was a personal foul, like the blind side hit early on.
Yeah.
And as they were cutting to commercial, you saw Kirby Smart going up and fist bumping the guy who laid out one of our players.
That guy got several different flags on him.
I was so pissed about that. I was like, "Fuck Kirby Smart! What an asshole!"
That Washington kid.
I guess so. I don't know his name.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah. My week was pretty decent. Nothing especially crazy going on here. We just kind of hung around, work and whatnot. Though Friday was kind of nice. I had to do I had to drive an hour and a half south to go to a hospital down there and show an office space to someone who's trying to rent it. But because I'm only working half days on Friday, I didn't even go to my office on Friday. It was kind of nice. And Ashley rode with me. It was really nice. It was a nice trip. And then Friday night, Abby and I went to this guy in downtown Hendersonville where we live. He was doing this. He calls it the Haunts of Hendo, and basically it was a tour of downtown Hendersonville and some of the ghost stories of some of the spaces in downtown Hendersonville, and it was really neat. Actually, it was pretty interesting. I'd go again. It was only $10.
Those things are kind of nice. Like Savannah does one. Savannah, Georgia. It's always nice to take them because you get to see like. I remember doing a haunted pub tour, and it's not like I was going to get drunk, but it was like I really just wanted to go to see the bars that you normally don't see.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Off the main strip.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard about them.
Good to do that.
I've heard about them in New Orleans and stuff as well. They're supposed to be a lot of fun. But one of the cool little details.
We did a walking ghost tour in Savannah years ago, and that was a shitload of fun.
Yeah, you get a chance to see areas that you don't really pay attention to. You get off of Bay Street.
Yeah,
and that's the main thing because everybody goes down there. You get stuck on Bay Street, and that's
one of the little neat things that I picked up was so downtown. There's a courthouse, and it's the old Hendersonville courthouse. They built a new one now, but they left the old one up it's like I think they still use some office space in there, but also it's a history museum. One of the cool things is that you have Lady Justice on top of the courthouse, and she's got the sword and the scales. She is one of only 3 in the entire United States that is not wearing a blindfold.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I do have a story to tell.
I didn't know that.
Real quick.
And I didn't know that. I didn't know. I didn't know that was 1 of 3, and I didn't know that was even a thing. So I need to look up why. But anyways, all right, go ahead, Tucker.
Speaking of Justice being blind, so I worked in overtime detail Friday night. Steven, I told you about this.
Yep.
I worked in overtime detail Friday night, and we had to drive a marked unit, or I had to drive a marked unit to it. So I dropped my unmarked off at the PD and picked up a marked unit, worked the detail, go back to the office, swap cars. Well, I'm driving home, and I get behind this lady that is doing 20 miles under the speed limit, and she is all over the road. And I cussed like a fucking sailor for 3/4 of a mile while I followed this girl, or this lady. Turned out to be a lady. And lit her up, pulled her over. She was pissed drunk. Here's the really impressive part about this. This was her 3rd DUI since March.
Jesus Christ.
March of this year. 3.
How
did she get her license back?
Well, she didn't have a license. She drove without one.
That's how she got it back.
Oh, okay, there you go. Nice.
She'll be back out again, doing it again. Come on.
That's true. The great part is her next. This one could actually be a felony because if I'm going to be a dick and I'm thinking about doing it, waiting until she gets the conviction for the second one, and then presenting it to the DA's office and doing it as a felony, so she has to do a year in jail.
Good Lord.
I mean, it sounds like petty, but it's really not. Because you start thinking about it, this is 3 times, and she doesn't have her license.
3 times in 7 months.
Right.
Her last DUI was 2 weeks before, her second DUI this year was 2 weeks before the one I gave her on Friday. 2 fucking weeks. She's going to kill somebody.
Right, exactly. So in all honesty, you're doing the right thing. You'll be doing a society a favor if you do.
Plus it'd be forced like absence.
Sobriety.
Yeah, forced sobriety. Yeah.
Yeah, but she can always have some of that twine.
Like some yummy toilet wine.
Good old twine.
Oh man, it's got a little tinge to it. It's called Shirley's got a yeast infection this month.
Yeah, that's the yeast from the grapes being shoved somewhere.
All right. And on that, we're going to move into Ernest Scared Stupid. So, quick shout out to Marcus. He did the research for me again, which I really appreciate. Thank you, Marcus. I didn't have time to do it this week. He wrote this little note for me. He said, Ernest Scared Stupid. Here in Sweden, this movie is called Ernest. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the Swedish, and he's going to give me shit about it, but whatever. He said to translate that into English, it is Ernest, King of the Geeks, Dweebs, or Nerds.
That's fair.
I mean,
that's very fair.
Yeah. All right. Directed by John R. Cherry III, written by John Cherry III, Coke Sams, and Charles Gale. It stars Jim Varney, Eartha Kitt, Austin Nagler, Shay Astor, and Jonas Moscalarto. He plays.
I don't know.
Yeah, he plays the troll dude. Released on October 11th, 1991, on a budget of $9.6 million, which is $20.9 million today. Its gross worldwide was 14.1 million, which is 30.8 million today. So
it was not really a financial success at the box office.
Not really. So, and if I remember correctly, and I don't know if this is in the notes or not, but this was the second of a three picture deal that Disney made with, was it 4 pictures?
4th, yeah. This was the 4th. And this was like the last one because what you're about to say.
Because it didn't do well and it didn't outperform in the box office. I thought it was okay.
Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest Goes to Jail, and Ernest. Oh, what was the third one?
In the Army?
No. That was no. Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest Goes to Jail, Ernest. I can't think of that last one. But the other one.
This was the fourth one and the fourth and last one in the Ernest franchise. I think that right.
Well, to be released. Yeah, to be released by Disney. Yeah.
Subsidiary. But the other ones made Ernest Saves Christmas and the other one, I can't remember what the other one was, made $28 million. So this was a big flop compared to that. And considering the money they put into it.
Hold on. I'm trying because I just Googled, Jim Varney, and you got Ernest Goes to Camp in 87. Ernest Goes to Camp. You got Ernest Goes to Jail in 90, Ernest Saves Christmas in 88, Ernest Scared Stupid in 91, Ernest Goes to School in 94.
So after Ernest, the last one's not Ernest Goes to School is not part of Touchstone Pictures, right?
Which one now?
The Ernest Goes to School is not part of Touchstone Pictures.
Is it not?
I don't think it is.
I'm trying to look up.
I'll be honest with you. I've seen this movie before, but I'm not a huge Ernest fan. So.
Oh man, I loved Ernest growing up.
I might. It's not part of Touchstone. But the point is that like this movie didn't do that well. And then Disney decided, this was going to be the last one, I think, anyways. But this one would have done good, then they would have went on more with it. But because it flopped and all, and there's numerous reasons why it probably flopped. One of the things that was said was like this movie was actually a lot of parents felt it was a little bit too scary for their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Was one of the main things.
Okay, so the first one was Ernest Goes to Camp, and that was in 87. Ernest Save Christmas is 88. Let's see, there's a TV series in 88. Ernest Goes to Splash Mountain, that was a TV movie. Ernest Goes to Jail. Ernest Scared Stupid. And then, Ernest Rides Again. And then, you're right. This is the last one for Disney.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
Which is a Disney subsidiary.
Yeah. So.
Search.
Opening weekend made $4.5 million, which is $9.6 million today. Ratings: IMDb gives it a 5.7 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes at 7. Oh shit! It always happens to me. Sorry, my iCloud signed me out, and now I can't see my notes. Bad time.
Well, okay. We'll go ahead and do our Google user while you pull it up.
All right, Google users, go for it.
I'm gonna go with an 82.
68.
80%.
Damn.
Hey.
We got it.
Rotten Tomatoes has it at 17%. Metacritic has it only at 38%.
Yeah. Well.
Marcus wrote me another little note. Why do I give the titles and why do they expand? This is for you, Tucker. Because of Game of Thrones, every time Daenerys Targaryen is represented in her scene, she gets a new title and she has like 50 of them. So Here cometh thine shiny award, sire, my Lord Tucker, the wanker, second Earl of Wessex, Lord of the Furries, heir of Lord Baldy, the one-eyed snake wrangler, protector of freedom units, step sibling with funny feelings downstairs, entertainer of uncles, jailer of the innocent, spanker of innocent milkmaids and stable boys, the toxic wanker, chef, chief shitting donut, TP giver to the great Cornholio.
Jesus.
Where does he come up with these, man? It's amazing, but
I can't tell you.
Like-
TP giver to the great Cornholio. I love it. Big surprise. Actually, this didn't have any awards. He says
No.
this didn't have any awards. I've tried to watch it. My rating is 5 out of 5 beers. First time you saw the movie, do y'all remember?
Oh, I was a kid. I know that much.
Yeah.
That's all I can remember.
I saw it as a kid. It did not make a good impression on me then. It made an even worse impression upon me this time.
I always remember the troll.
Yep.
And Miak. Authentic Hungarian Miak. That's actually not a real substance, by the way. I didn't know that for a long time. Thought it was real.
That's fair.
So, all righty, here we go. Into the movie. In the late 19th century, the demonic troll Trantor transforms children into wooden dolls to feast upon their energy in Briarville, Missouri. The townsfolk capture him and seal him under an oak tree, with Phineas Whirl, one of the village elders and an ancestor of Ernest P. Whirl, establishing the seal. Trantor vengefully places a curse on the Whirl family, stating that he can only be released on the night before Halloween by a Whirl. As part of the curse, every generation of Whirls gets dumber and dumber and dumber until the dumbest member of the family is foolish enough to release him from his earthly prison. Nice little intro there.
Okay.
That's the intro. Yeah.
That's the intro.
So we're just at the part where he gets buried in the ground.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I
Don't
mean,
even really know what he looks like yet.
And the girls report because she's the one that says he gets stupider, or gets dumber and dumber.
Yeah.
I know that this had a fairly low budget of what, $9 million?
Something like that, yeah.
But I don't know, man. You can tell in the first 5 minutes, the special effects, the cinematography, everything is not really that good. I mean,
I didn't realize
it feels very low budget because you got to realize the movie Top Gun came out 5 years earlier on a budget of only $15 million, and that movie still looks good today.
Yeah.
Ernest Scared Stupid, the cinematography, whatever, looks terrible.
Total side
And you
note.
can tell that in the first 5 minutes.
Total side note. Speaking of Top Gun, have y'all seen Maverick yet?
It is on my list. Do not spoil it for me.
Oh my God, it is incredible. I watched it last weekend, and y'all need to watch it. It is an incredible movie. Okay, sorry, Chris, go.
No, I was just gonna say what he just said though. I mean, it's a kid's movie still.
Exactly.
I mean, how over gross, how over gory or gross do you want to make this?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, are you that worried about the cinematography if you're trying to entertain 10-year-olds?
Right. So you can't make it look too realistic, or you're going to scare them off. It's meant for, you're right, for those young kids, like young kids.
Well, like we were at that time. Yeah.
Well, y'all were.
I said we. I did not include you in the we.
Yeah, don't include. No, I was young though. I was real young.
You were helping what's her face throw out a hip at that point.
Oh.
Anita, yeah. Miss Anita throw a hip. Or you're throwing a hip.
But it's just, I don't know, man. Like,
he was throwing leg. He wasn't throwing hip.
Yeah,
she was throwing out a hip. He was throwing leg.
I got you.
I will say this though. I do like the part that it was Ernest playing the role of
Phineas.
Phineas. Yeah, Jim Varney.
I didn't realize that was him until do what?
He did pretty good. Like, I mean, it didn't look like him that much. Like, of course, the voice sounded just like him, but
it looked just like him in 18th century clothing.
But how about that opening though? Of all the callbacks to all those 1940s, 50s, whatever, 30s, whatever it is, horror movies and all,
And Jim Varney making faces to the camera. Did you make Liv watch this with you?
No, I didn't put her through that.
I tried to make Abby watch it, and she got about 10 minutes in and was like, "This is dumb," and walked out. And I was like,
Your daughter is smarter than you are.
I mean, you know, like I said, I liked this movie as a kid. I thought the Ernest stuff was hilarious as a kid. So I watched all the Ernest movies as a kid. So it does. This is not.
As a kid, I'm with you on it. I watched them all too. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I watched it's always when they re-aired his commercials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I saw those. His little bitty. Yeah, the show too, right? Yeah,
he did. He has a TV show. I vaguely remember the show. I remember the movies more than the show.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember watching
when they started doing the movies, so that's understandable.
I can remember asking my mom, like, what do you mean, Vern? And
yeah,
I remember watching some of the movies. I remember seeing Ernest Goes to Jail and maybe Ernest Goes to Camp, and as well as the Ernest Scared Stupid. But I never found he was like Pee Wee Herman to me. He was annoying and he was never really that funny.
I like Pee Wee's Playhouse was awesome. And the Pee Wee's Big Adventure was, dude, that was Tim Burton. That was I think it was Tim Burton's first movie.
Yeah, and an interesting little side note: the guy that played Pee Wee, Paul Rubens, got caught wanking it to an adult movie or wanking it in an adult movie theater.
Like no one's ever.
He's not a bad actor though. I like him.
I
don't care what anybody says. Mystery Man.
Hey, at least he didn't get caught putting it in. Yeah, at least he didn't get caught putting it in a kid or something like that. He was jerking off in a porn movie theater. Like
that's what you're supposed to do in there.
Exactly. I mean, what else?
You got your bucket of popcorn. That way, your hands all greased up, ready to go.
Extra butter.
Well, I mean, when your hands got all that butter on, what are you supposed to do? Come on, common sense here,
dude.
Okay, next part of the movie.
I actually ate popcorn watching this movie tonight, and I put the butter on it, and that never once crossed my mind. I just want to point that out, Chris.
Hopefully it didn't cross your minds while you're watching this movie.
That'd be weird.
That would be super weird.
All right, here we go. 100 years later, Ernest, the sanitation worker, helps a few of his middle school friends, Kenny, Elizabeth, and Joey, construct a treehouse in the same tree that unknowingly contains the dormant creature. After the mayor's sons demolish their own cardboard haunted house. When old lady Hackmore discovers this, she angrily leaves. Following her, Ernest learns the story of Trantor and idiotically reports it to the kids. Inadvertently, Ernest releases the troll. Joey is walking home from the treehouse when he hears something rustling through the trees. Joey slowly walks and slips down into a muddy hole. Trantor then grabs Joey's wrist and turns him into a wooden doll. Ernest finds Kenny's dad, Sheriff Cliff Binder, and explains the situation, but Binder does not believe him. After none of the townsfolk will assist Ernest because of the upcoming Halloween party, he mounts a one-man and one-dog defense operation in preparation for Trantor's appearance. Meanwhile, Trantor captures a boy on a skateboard as his second victim. So, a lot happens in the day before Halloween. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, they built an entire fucking treehouse in one day before Halloween.
So I get that Ernest is supposed to be an idiot, and he's an idiot in every movie that I've ever every movie, TV special, whatever. This whole thing could have been avoided by him just not telling the story to the kids.
He's an idiot. That's the point. He's an idiot that he did it. But I mean,
no, he could have told the story as long as he didn't tell the story in the tree.
Touching the tree,
whatever he was supposed to do, and then knock on the tree.
But he was already not believing the story was real.
True.
So he was trying to show him that this ain't real, But here's the thing, man: is he really that much of an idiot? Because that little machine that he made,
the mopping machine at the beginning, that went haywire and didn't work.
Yeah, went haywire, yes, but I mean,
putting him in the back of a dumpster.
No, he put himself in the back. He hit the rising button up in that thing and all to make it rise up. But is he really that much of an idiot, though? That's a pretty neat contraption that he made.
It is a pretty neat contraption, but it didn't work.
No,
it worked for a little bit. I mean, he's got to work the bugs out.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, I can.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
I can tell you the best ways to shovel shit as long as you promise me I never have to do it. That doesn't mean I'm an expert at shoveling shit.
Yes, but can you come up with a machine that can shovel 6 shits at
At
one
the same
time?
time, yeah.
Yes.
Well, Ernest couldn't either because the damn thing broke.
But he at least started the invention. Just because it didn't work this time doesn't mean it's not going to work down the line. Yeah, it's got to be tested. It's got to be refined.
But everything's got to be done that way. You can't
Now-
just all of a sudden,
Now, I'll say
create
this also.
something.
The
That's
thing
the reason
that
why we do nuclear bomb test. Make sure it
Exactly.
works.
make sure it works.
Yeah, let's take nuclear material to the prettiest islands in the South Pacific and detonate that shit.
Right.
That
That's
worked
how
out
we
real
know
well.
that.
That worked out real well.
I mean, it did for us.
It
Maybe
did.
not for the native islanders there, though.
I mean, got tested somewhere.
Can they be native islanders if there's no more island, though?
So should we tell them just do it in a school parking lot like Ernest did?
Well, you know, the first nuclear
What
reactor
are you
they
trying
ever.
to say, Tucker? You want to nuke a bunch of kids? Is that what you're trying to say? You're trying to say here, Tucker. I'm gonna have some tea.
Chris taking up the mantle of Trey when he's not here. You know, the first nuclear reactor they ever built was actually built like underground in Chicago, of all places.
I thought it was
Really?
Manhattan.
No, it's Chicago. Chicago pile number 1.
Huh?
Back in, I don't even.
Are you talking about Chuck? What are you talking about? The 3 Mile Island? Is that what you're
No,
talking-
that's different. 3 Mile Island is different. That was a nuclear
Yeah.
reactor meltdown. This is they literally built it was like the first ever nuclear reactor to see if it would actually work. It only ran for I think a couple of weeks before they dismantled it. But I mean, imagine what would have happened if it had gone, fucking thermonuclear or something like that, and
Yeah.
fucking irradiated the city of Chicago.
We wouldn't have Lori Lightfoot.
Well,
No, I'm pretty sure that she was probably one of the ones underground when they did do that. She probably lived underground.
one of the mole people.
That explains her look.
Oh, Jesus. You're not wrong.
She does kind of look like a mole person.
No, she looks straight up like Beetlejuice and the shrunken head guy had a kid.
It's fair.
That's also fair.
So, what do y'all think about him like capturing the kids, turning them into wooden dolls? Like, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a weird. I guess to make more little trolls, he has to have like the kids' energy or something like that.
Yeah,
Seems like there's a more efficient way to do it, but to each their own.
Yeah, like why couldn't he just like suck the energy out of them and then breathe it on the trees? Hell, he had those 2 noses. He could just
That's
suck them in.
Yeah, very runny noses.
What's it called? Incest? Not incest. And
Ooh, that is a totally different thing.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing.
he looked
That's
like
some Beulah shit.
I was
he
gonna say,
looked
yeah.
like the troll incest went on with him.
Incense. I think you're trying to think of the word as incense. It
Yeah,
likes to smell
incense.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, there could have been a different way they could have done than the wooden dolls. Get the wooden dolls, put them in the wooden tree. I mean, did he turn the original kids into wood? The original ones that he caught?
Back,
I think so.
Back, yeah,
I
before,
think so.
yeah, he did.
What the hell did he put them in? Another tree?
I guess a different tree. But
don't-
that, well, what's her
don't
name?
think so.
Old Lady Hackmore. Old Lady Hackmore ends up with the original kids,
Talking about
Yeah.
Catwoman?
huh?
You talking about Catwoman?
Yes,
Eartha Kitt, yeah.
the kid.
Which I didn't realize that was Eartha Kitt until I looked at the cast in the movie.
I didn't. Yeah, basically, I didn't know who that was as a kid, but I do now.
Do you know who
Yeah.
I thought it was originally? Like when I saw her? Y'all remember
Lori
watching,
Lightfoot.
y'all remember watching Dark Crystal?
Yeah,
Y'all remember the old lady that was had the little furry dog thing or whatever, and her eye came out and would roll around?
no, I don't remember that.
No.
Well, that's what she looked like. If I can
Fair
find
enough.
pictures, I will.
All right. Alrighty. Yeah, this is just a weird movie. I guess the reason you can't kill kids, and I guess if you turn them into wood, they could turn back. So maybe that's
Wait, okay, so you think this would have been better if they would have went with the original idea
which was
instead of this one? They're originally going to be like it was supposed to be a movie where Ernest inherited a haunted house.
Hmm.
And
It'd be more interesting.
I think so
But I
too.
still-
It would have been a better concept.
I still
Would it
think you're
though?
going to run into the same problem with it being Jim Varney was. I mean, I actually watched some of his comedy stuff today on YouTube. He's not he's funny,
No.
but I don't like the Ernest character.
I don't know. That's fair.
He's always been just annoying as shit to me.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, Jim Carrey's funny and all, and I don't like his Ace Ventura character. So
Fair.
Really?
it's annoying as shit.
Abby told me she tried to watch The Mask the other day, which I was unaware of, and she's like, "Yeah, it was dumb. I turned it off."
Fair. That's totally fair.
All right.
Yeah, that had a very, very young Cameron Diaz in it.
Yes, it did. All right, here we go. Moving on.
Whew.
Tom and Bobby Tulip, hoping to exploit Ernest, sell him various fake troll traps, but one backfires on the mayor's sons, and Ernest loses his job. Ernest, Kenny, and Elizabeth return to Hackmore, where they learn that only the quote-unquote heart of a child and a mother's care can defeat the troll. Later that night, Trantor claims Elizabeth as his third victim as he sneaks into her house while she is resting on her bed. While Kenny and his friend Greg are walking, Trantor uses Elizabeth's voice to lure Kenny away. He then takes Greg as a fourth victim. Despite parents being upset at their missing children, Mayor Murdoch and Sheriff Binder still proceed with the Halloween party at the school. Excuse me. Believing the missing children will be there. Trantor appears there and takes the mayor's oldest son as his fifth and final wooden doll. In the ensuing fight between Trantor and Ernest, Trantor turns Ernest's dog Rimshot into a wooden doll before being repelled by soft-serve ice cream on Ernest's hands. Kenny realizes that Mother's Care refers to milk and rallies a troll-fighting team to destroy them.
So
Okay.
you're saying that Miak is not a thing?
Miak is not a thing.
So
Miak
Chuck,
isn't
here's a
Yeah.
question. You're a police officer, right? I think.
Yes.
Supposedly.
Detective, right?
Allegedly.
Yes.
So these kids are coming up missing. That has association with this dumpster truck driver who's not married, who's been sent around, like hanging around a bunch of little kids. Would that not be like the number one person you'd be like, our kids are missing?
Oh, his ass is going in the box.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
Straight
saying,
up.
like,
And the Atlanta phone book might come out.
Yeah, and they just, it's just nonchalant. The kids are missing. Last person they see around Ernest, the guy with loves kids.
He's straight up getting put into an interrogation room and getting fucking grilled.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I don't know, man. Even back during this time, that would have happened. You know what I mean? Like back in the 80s, they would have taken him in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like it doesn't make any sense. Like that was kind of one of those like, what the hell,
What about I think there was in this part, it might have actually been a little bit earlier when he starts doing the different characters. I know before they built the
Oh, that was earlier, yeah.
Yeah, when they built the treehouse, he started doing all the different, like the Roman character and the woman with the neck brace.
Yeah,
the Australian British guy.
Yeah, the higher ground. Yeah, the Australian. What you got any thoughts about those characters? Tucker, those characters rub you the wrong way?
Again, this is just part of it's part of the Ernest character, and I don't find it funny.
Yeah.
I don't find it laughable.
It makes it so bad.
I found myself watching him change those characters and play those different roles, and I wasn't laughing. I was actually getting annoyed.
You know what's funny about that? That scene is probably like with most people that are fans of this, that's probably one of their favorite scenes of it is that.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
The different characters.
Yeah. That whole scene right there is one of their favorite scenes. But
I didn't remember like the gladiator guy, but I kind of remembered the Australian guy, and I definitely remembered the
old
woman,
lady.
the old lady with the neck brace. Man, she was in a bunch of the Ernest movies.
I think she even had on the he showed her on the show, and I think she had like a cigarette one time that she would have on.
Probably.
I did kind of enjoy the dog food launcher they had in the treehouse at the very beginning. We didn't cover that.
Yeah.
Did you notice the pizza?
Yeah, the pizza launcher.
I've got that.
Yeah.
I've got it. Don't mention it.
Okay, I won't mention it.
That's in trivia.
All right.
We'll talk about the pizza later.
Okay, I'll leave it alone.
But yeah, I mean, I do agree. It's like if if you got a bunch of missing kids, like there's no way you're gonna be like, all right, I know the kids, they'll show up if we continue on with this Halloween party. Like that's just it's a dumb angle to take,
I will. Somewhat. I don't agree. You're right. I totally agree with you. It is a dumb take. But it's in the '80s and all. It was kind of a little bit looser.
That's
like
fair.
kids would go off and be off. All the way till the sun goes down, and then they come back home.
Well, yeah, but things are now. Granted, we are safer now than we were back in the '80s. But even if you were the type of kid that could go run off for 5-6 hours without any supervision, if you didn't come home, they would still send out maybe not a search party, but people were looking for you.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't like this. Oh well, fuck it, they'll show up eventually.
Or a parent calling another parent's house saying, "Have you, has
little Johnny
Bobby
over there?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or has Bobby talked to little Johnny?
My mom would always say, like growing up, my brother was good about checking in. Like we'd go somewhere and you're supposed to call and let your mom know. My brother was good about checking in, but he would always lie about where he was. I was bad about checking in, but I would always go. I would be like, "Hey, I'm going over to Andrew's house," and that's where I was. My mom would call Andrew's mom. "Oh yeah, he's here. Did he not call you?" "Nope, he didn't." "All right, it's all good," So, but yeah, those
Yeah.
and it's weird to think about because I would not let Abby out and just like,
it's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
It's crazy how our society is like that now. But yet back then and all, we would be gone till the sun goes down, just about, and it was at somebody else's house or somewhere else. Well, now, granted, we're boys and all, and maybe there's something different with that than girls. I don't know. Would we be looser? I mean, I kind of think so. There's a little boy who's down the street from me, saying, lives down the street, that's the same age as Liv, and he's always gone, like all through the neighborhood and stuff. So obviously, people feel a little bit different. Yeah. Like those are boys to girls.
I don't know if that's necessarily sexist or anything, but I do feel the same way. I think if I had a little boy, it might be a little different, but
I don't think it's so much sexist as it is the fact that, like, in our minds or maybe in society, I don't know the statistics on it, but when we think about kidnapping, the first thing that goes to your mind is a young girl,
a little girl.
Yeah, actually, that's right. The first thing that goes to my mind is Adam Walsh.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, like, I don't know. It's just like majority of times you just think girls.
I was gonna say, do you know the statistics, Tucker? Like what? I mean, are little girls taken more than little boys?
We deal with kidnapping so rarely that I couldn't tell you. I mean, and the
Omega.
And see, that right there should tell us everything we need to know. Like, and granted, that's not Auburn where y'all live, but I mean,
but it's still, it's about the same level.
I'll put it to you this way: in the almost 5 years that I've been in investigations and almost 10 years that I've been in law enforcement, I can think of one, maybe two legit kidnappings that we've had, and they were both adults.
What do you mean, like kidnapped adults?
Yeah,
like kidnapped adults.
So wouldn't that be adult napped?
Well, sure, they were adult napped.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying though. I don't know why, but that's what goes through our heads all the time.
Yeah,
and it's just like, is our neighborhood more dangerous now than they were then?
Hell no.
Well, absolutely not.
No. Hell no.
Because as much as I think social media is the devil, you have social media, you have wireless technology, you have all these things that we didn't have, and not only that, you also have in police vehicles, you also have computer-based technology where you can send out a photo, a license plate, a car description, all this stuff, and it goes across the network instantaneously. Yeah, it's a lot safer now.
Yeah,
never mind, like Amber Alerts and stuff too.
Well, that's part of the wireless technology.
Me and Taylor, me and my wife were talking about this too, was that like the fact also that it's a little bit harder for people, even breaking and entering in the house is a little bit harder nowadays because, you got all this going on, like you said, but at the same time, you've got so many people with Ring doorbells. Yep. And it's got to where like a lot of people, when they see those, they're like, oh, I'm not going near that house,
Yeah, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. It's a deterrent.
It is.
Yeah.
And so it just,
Well,
you kind of start wondering about that. Like,
well,
it's
and
just,
it's also like people putting out, like, they don't even have alarm systems, but people will put signs in their yard that they do have an alarm system
yeah,
because
the ADT signs. Yeah.
yeah,
Keeping honest people honest. Pretty much.
that's what locks are for.
Yeah. But I mean, anyways, that's just just a thought process about it, though. I'm like,
No, I mean, I completely, bringing it back to the movie. Yeah, like it's definitely a different time than when this was made and came out in the early '90s. 91, obviously, just gotten out of the decade of the '80s. But I mean, this was the time. I was 9, so I mean, I can remember getting up like, "Hey, Mom, I'm going over to Andrew's house. I'll be back this afternoon at some point or whatever," and
yeah.
hopping on my bike and just riding into the neighborhood. And
Yeah.
I've never let Abby do something like that, and I don't know if I would. And she's 9 now. I just can't think of a place where I would do that.
Especially not where you live now, because that neighborhood is shit. She'd be riding her bike down the road and somebody'd come over a hill and
Well, yeah. That this neighborhood is not conducive for just taking off.
Yeah.
It's like a narrow 2-lane road, and
it's barely a 2-lane road.
Yeah, and it's on the side of a mountain, so it's like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Back at the treehouse, Trantor successfully summons his army of trolls while Ernest unsuccessfully tries to stop them. The townspeople show up only for the trolls to overwhelm and beat them up. Kenny and his friends arrive and begin destroying the trolls with milk. During the fight, Trantor escapes beneath the tree where he summons the powers of the underworld, making him invincible, especially to milk. Enraged, Kenny unsuccessfully tries to destroy Trantor, who turns Kenny into a wooden doll. With the other townsfolk now backing him up and telling him to douse Trantor in milk, Ernest realizes that the milk weakened the troll children, but while unconditional love, the heart of a child, would weaken Trantor himself. He picks Trantor up and dances with him while the mob watches, overloading him with love, and finally kisses his snot-ridden nose, causing Trantor to explode. With Trantor's destruction, Ernest is proclaimed a hero. All of the wooden dolls are restored, including those from the early 19th century, and life returns to normal. Sheriff Binder apologizes to his son for doubting him and Ernest. Ernest is happy that his dog is also back to normal.
Okay, so I do like the fact that the dog was brought back to life.
That's fair.
Not gonna lie.
The only part that really
kids,
matters.
I can handle kids being kidnapped and turned into wooden statues. Don't fuck with a dog.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Old Yeller as a kid?
I did. That movie still it still gets awfully rainy inside when that movie's on.
It's so dusty in here.
Hey, ask him about do you remember his feelings about Toxic Avenger?
Fuck that stupid movie.
I still gotta watch that. I gotta get a rating on that. So I know that.
Fuck that stupid movie.
He was all right with it till then. Listen,
do they kill a dog?
It was fucking tolerable up until that point.
Which one did you like?
It was not good. It was tolerable.
Which movie's worse, that one or this one?
Oh, Toxic Avenger by far. That movie's a goddamn dumpster fire.
This one is. I hate to say it, this one is. But again, we talked about this before. That movie was meant to be bad.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think this movie was meant to win a fucking Academy Award.
Even if you sit there and say, like, it was tolerable, it did better than what they expected it to do.
Yeah, they kind of in Toxic Avenger, they lean into the campiness.
Yeah, they lean into being dumb, stupid, and everything. That's what it is. They're like, let's make this as bad as possible, and people are going to love it because it's so bad. And guess what? People do love it.
Do they? I do want to show you guys this real quick.
So, hey, wait, real quick. Do you have, I was going to say something about the trolls. Is that part of your trivia also?
Hold on. Yes.
I picked this up to go on my desk this week.
All right, well, I got pictures to put on here then.
Was that a dumpster fire?
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Christmas decoration?
That's going on my desk.
I like it.
Okay. But
So yeah, I've got the trivia about the troll. The you're talking about the special effects, the guys who made them.
yes, okay.
Yeah, I got that
I got
too.
the picture. I got the pictures put up behind me whenever you get that up. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you
Oh,
can
So
see.
they're no Jim Henson, that's for damn sure.
No, they're not.
No,
It's really good though.
but it's a good connection to another
It
movie.
is good. Yes. It's
Oh,
a really.
I don't know if you will have seen it or not. So just the ending. What do y'all think about like the fact that he has to use, heart of a child and kisses the snotty nose?
Okay, that's bullshit because I don't give a damn how much you try to fake it. You don't love that fucker.
Which nose?
There's no way.
It depends on which nose.
I'm surprised. I mean, seriously, if you pick that thing up, you'd think it would just claw his face and like it's got like the horns and the it's got the big tusk now.
The tusks,
Like, why not
yeah.
just bite his head off?
But again, there's no way you love that thing unconditionally. It's hideous to look at. It's a fucking monster that's just been turning kids into wooden statues to steal their energy or life force.
And your
you're
dog.
gonna sit there and tell
your
me,
dog.
and
But
your dog, and you're
your
gonna sit there and
ancestors
tell,
buried him years ago.
and you're
You
gonna
can
sit
make
there and tell me
amends for
that
that.
somebody, even the town idiot, is gonna love that thing unconditionally?
Yes.
Hell no.
Yes, because it's his ancestors that caused the problem, and he needs to make amends for it.
Maybe he
And by loving him, that's how he makes amends for it.
or maybe
God,
even
get a heart, Tucker.
Grinch. Wrong
God.
season. Maybe just him the
Bah
effort.
humbug, motherfuckers.
Maybe just the effort of trying to love him was enough to
Then they should have said the effort of unconditional love, not unconditional love.
It's the heart of a child, man. He's trying.
Good. Bah humbug.
Yeah, and he
My
thought of
heart's
that.
not, my heart's not going to grow 3 sizes at Christmas either.
Wait, though, who he thought of that, right? To do that, Ernest.
Yeah, while looking
Yes.
at
Oh shit, Bailey.
So this technically makes him smarter than the old woman.
no, he
Does
was,
it?
Yeah, because
No, because she's sitting there saying the milk's not going to work.
Heart of a child. That's what I got.
just rip one out.
Yeah, rip it out and then just feed it to him. Throw it in his mouth. That's what she wanted.
Sacrifice.
Yes, that's exactly what she wanted. Human sacrifice.
Might have made this movie better.
Do some more research on her.
That human sacrifice might have made this movie better.
I'm feeling like in that dumpster heap that she lives in, there may be a couple of dead kids in there, buried.
She's like, I've tried a couple of human sacrifices before. It hadn't worked, so try something else.
Yeah, heart of a child.
All right. Well, let's move on. We'll do top 5, triple indie, and ratings and reviews. Oh, it helps if I turn the sound up. All right.
What kind of circus act is this?
Yeah.
That's so fucking dumb.
I know. That's the only one I got here. Okay.
Where's the other one?
I don't know. I couldn't find it in my files. It's on my phone. I can't get it on here. All right, number 1, the pizzas seen being thrown at the bullies who try to attack the kids' treehouse are reused props from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Number 2, The Secret of the Ooze. Both movies had the same prop master, Doug White. Number 2, the Cheeto brothers are credited with the special effects for this film, who also made what movie, Chris?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Back in 1988. So if you'll notice, Tucker, have you ever seen that movie?
I saw it one time in college.
What you got there, Chris?
Can y'all see it?
Yep.
It's a little blurry at the top.
Well, I could, but I got a damn dog in my way.
Oh, I can't help
Yeah.
that. There's one. And then let me find the other one. There we go. If you can see them a little bit.
Yep.
There's the other one.
Yep.
It's the same ones.
It's not the exact. I mean, they didn't actually keep the originals from Killer Clowns, but they're similar looking. Look for trolls in the finale that resemble the clowns, as well as the same spinning death effect. The Chiodos didn't actually save any of the original clown molds, though they may have used some ear molds. John Kerry's troll designs just happen to look a lot like the clowns. Very nice. All right. Number 3, in the opening credits, specifically around the minute and 16 mark, there's a quick flash of a random man. He is Robert Hill Jr., one of the Grips. His son was in the film as a child extra. Interesting.
Wait, a man flashed somebody in the opening credits of the movie?
There's a quick flash of a random man.
Yeah, a man flashed somebody. So I'm hearing a man flashed a kid and he's not registering as a sex offender.
Yeah, pretty much. Apparently, a man flashed a lot of kids from 1991. Number 4, in the original script for Ernest Scared Stupid, the villain wasn't a troll. It was actually a haunted statue. The original script had a lot of flavor of Scared Stupid, though. There were no trolls. There was a statue that came to life. It was some terrible person who came back from the dead. John Cherry and Coke Sam's went to Disney with that script. They both felt that it was the best thing they've ever written and that they knew what Disney wanted. But Disney read it and their exact response was, "What were you guys smoking when you wrote this?" They added, we want a haunted treehouse." So John and Coke dismembered anything they could salvage from the original Scared Stupid strip and cranked it into the next one. Kind of interesting. And number 5, creature effects creator Charles Chido designed Trantor the Troll using 14 motors to operate the various facial features. His teeth were fabricated from dental acrylic. His skin was baked foam, and each eyebrow hair was inserted individually. The trolls were designed with 2 noses that drip synthetic mucus concocted from methyl cellulose, personal lubricant, and an unnamed vegetable agent that caused it to spoil quickly. A thicker version.
So what is personal lubricant?
I don't know. Ask your wife. Hey. A thicker version of the substance was also used as troll saliva. So there you go. Top 5. Top 5 trivia.
Interesting.
All right, here we go into the Triple Lindy.
The Triple Lindy. Triple Lindy.
Is that hard?
That's impossible.
And then
Jesus Christ.
All
I'm
right.
playing cards with my brother's kids.
I was eating a cookie, by the way.
Okay, I was wondering what you were doing. All right, so Triple Lindy, we all know what this is. It's a part of the movie that obviously is impossible, that could not ever actually have happened. So, who wants to start? Chris, what you got?
I'm gonna go with. Gosh, I'm gonna go with the trash compactor.
At the very beginning,
Yeah,
surviving a trash compactor. Yeah, because his feet were like up here and his head was down here, like he was literally bent in half.
Well, and for it to be that compact and fall out still as a solid, that's some serious compacting that it did.
That's some weight, yeah.
So I think it would have. I don't think he would have lived through that if it was doing that much. I don't know though. I don't work for.
He went crown first into the asphalt with several hundred pounds on top of him. He's dead.
Yeah,
right. I just that whole thing right there was, I don't know.
All right, Tucker, what you got? And you can't do the whole fucking movie.
Damn, really? either the loving that troll unconditionally at the end, because that's just absolute horseshit. It's impossible. You could not love it unconditionally. Or the mop machine at the beginning. The town idiot's not building that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Or the dog driving.
I don't know. Actually, I think I've seen dogs drive before.
Okay, yeah, but this was a Jack Russell. It can't reach the gas pedal or the brake pedal.
Well, it jumped down.
It jumped down and jumped back up.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Yeah, no.
Jack Russells are pretty smart, though, man.
They are. They really are.
Those are pretty smart dogs.
I think I also read that this was only the last of 2 Ernest movies that had rim shot in it. I think the one before this one had rim shot, and this is the last one with rim shot. And have a dog after this. What are you laughing at? Rim shot?
I never noticed it had a rim shot in it.
Yeah. Right on a rim.
At least they didn't name him Rim Job.
Fair.
All right, I think my Triple Lindy is going to be, this is kind of weird, but like I remember watching it going, there's no way. During the troll fight, Ernest gets thrown from the treehouse and he lands on the ground like flat on his back, and he just hops back up, ready to go. at this point, Ernest, whatever, he's in his 40s. Let's just say he's in his 40s, right?
Okay.
He was born in 49. This movie came out in 91, so he'd have been 42.
Okay, so he's younger than Chris, older than me. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's
Isn't that
no way.
crazy? See how old he
No,
looks?
I agree.
42?
I agree with you, Stephen, because I have trouble getting out of bed now, and I'm not even 40 some days.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you take a full shot, I was gonna say a shot on the back. If you fall out of a tree straight onto your back, like not only is it knocking the wind out of you, you're breaking at least a rib, cracking the back of your head. I mean, there's just no way you'll survive
I
it.
don't know if
Maybe.
I don't know if you'd break a rib, but you'd definitely probably break your tailbone.
Yeah, depending on where you land too. But
I'm gonna say that land may have been a little bit moshy though. I don't think it was that firm.
still, it's not going to be that.
Oh, I agree. It's
Yeah.
still gonna be but I'm gonna still say that land was probably a bit soft.
I mean, even if you put your elbows down, then you're going to break an elbow if you're trying to
Yeah,
protect the
definitely
back of
break
your
that.
head. Yeah.
Crack it, yeah.
So that's my triple Lindy. All right. Ratings and reviews. Christopher.
Oh. This thing is horrible. That's all I can say, man. I can't believe this, man, but I actually started getting a bit of a headache while watching this. Like, it was hurting my brain that much to watch this. It was great when I was a kid. Yeah, I liked it a lot when I was a kid, but man, does this movie not hold up, though. It's
It
just,
does not age well.
yeah, I just hope I never have to watch this again.
I mean, it was. So how many? What do you give it?
I mean, how long was this movie?
Hour and a
It
half.
was like 90 minutes.
Literally,
Almost on the nose.
I kid you not, man. It felt like 3 hours. Like, it felt so long, And the fact that, and I didn't even hit on this. The fact that, when he first buys the gear from the guy, he comes downstairs in the gear of the old A's house, and then when for that, then you go to the next scene, he doesn't even have it on no more.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? You're ready to go out for combat, and then what'd you do? Decide all of a sudden you didn't want to wear it?
Not a lot
Why?
of continuity.
Yeah, it missed a lot there.
Of course, then again, if you want to argue continuity, you start talking about the characters that he breaks into, because even the kid during the fight at the very end, he starts breaking into these characters, and the kid even says like, "Oh, great, now I got to deal with multiple personalities," which I thought was funny, but it's also like I'm wondering like, so we're seeing this movie from maybe Ernest's point of view.
Exactly.
So he turns in these different personalities, his costume changes, but like to everyone else in the real world,
still looks like Ernest.
it just looks like Ernest doing different voices.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So here's
And
an
just
interesting
thinking about-
interesting theory.
So really, he's just a
here's-
psychopath.
Pretty much, yeah.
Here's
Maybe
an
that's
interesting
not
theory.
really a troll.
He-
Maybe that's a child molester that he's catching instead.
He
Ooh.
never had to fight a troll, and he never knew any of those kids. He's really in an insane asylum, and this whole thing is a fever dream.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could do
I
the
mean,
Dallas
that's
ending there. And
right.
he wakes up and it's all,
You're absolutely right. He could be in jail this whole entire time. He could be in jail, and the whole thing is that he's talking to. There's other inmates that he's talking to. He could be on death row, and what it is that's each one of the inmates getting offed off, and it's just the guards are the ones who are not wanting to listen to his side of the story. Deep thinking. I'm kind of liking. Now I'm starting to go away with my rankings off. I'm starting to think that Ernest is really. This is leaving off from Ernest Goes to Jail.
So how many beers do you give this movie?
I'm gonna go up some. I'm about to rewatch this movie now. I'm giving this a 4 beer now. I had it at 5. I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna watch Ernest Goes to Jail and see if this is a sequel where Ernest has now gone crazy in jail.
hold on. I'm trying to find there's a thing that I've heard of, and let's see if I can get to it real fast. How do you
Ooh,
change it? I don't know.
You know I love fan theories.
No, it's
All
not
right,
really.
well,
a-
while you're looking that up, I'm going to give you mine. Here you go. This
It's
movie is garbage. It's bad. It's not Toxic Avenger bad, but it's fucking bad. The acting is horrible. The script and dialogue are trash. The effects are shit. Even the film quality, cinematography is subpar. I don't know what the fuck they did with $9 million, but it went up somebody's nose. This movie is 4.5 beers. It has very few redeeming qualities whatsoever in it, and I don't ever want to watch it again. Plain and simple.
I wonder where a large chunk of the money did go to. Do you think it went to the animatronics on it?
I think it went up somebody's nose.
But there it is.
I mean, this was 91, so cocaine was a hell of a drug.
I mean, it's not like they really had to build that many sets, really, So
I mean, I don't know what Jim Varney got paid for this, but
oh,
Jesus Christ.
that was pretty good.
If you wanted to do another Ernest movie, that's who it needs to be. It's got to be Jim Varney, or it's got to be John Cena.
Cena
as the new Ernest.
Jesus Christ! All right,
Dead
Steven.
on.
Yeah, you're
accurate.
waiting, sir.
All right. Nikes. Y'all there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Man, I loved Ernest as a kid. But yeah, this was not a good movie. It's really not. The memories of it are better than the actual thing. I got really bored with it, and you're right, it's tedious. And even like I did enjoy when he, there's 2 times he does it, when he does the eee, and he does the jaw back and forth and all that. I think that's funny, but it's old humor and everything, and it's just it's not a good movie, unfortunately, and I hate that. I kind of wish I hadn't seen it now and ruined the memory, but like it's Halloween time. It always reminds me of Halloween movies, so it's not as bad as Double Dragon. I would rather watch this than Double Dragon.
This is on par with Double Dragon.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I would definitely watch this again over Double Dragon, but I mean, I couldn't even make Abby. Like, I wanted to make Abby sit and watch it, but like 10 minutes in, I was just like, "Nah, I can't blame you for leaving." Like I thought she might like the Ernest character, and she's just not into it. So, I'm gonna give it 4.5. Chris? What was
if you add up everybody's score, he gave it a 4.
What was yours? Was yours 5?
4.5.
4.5.
Yet nothing is going to be as bad as Toxic Avenger. That movie is going to hold for now. It is the sole movie in the five beer.
It was meant to be bad, but did better.
If you add up everybody's score, divide by 3, we come to a 4.33 repeating, which is honestly higher than this movie deserves.
Because I gave it a 4.
Wait, time out. Is Toxic Avengers the only 5 beer movie you've given?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, that's right, because you gave 4.5 to Double Dragon because of the stupid fucking fire.
That's right.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'm going to assume this is not going to touch anyone's top 5. All right, next week, Chris, you have your next around in the rotation, I guess. You have any thoughts on what you might be doing for us next week?
Yep.
You want to tell us now, or you want to tell us off camera and let everyone else who's listening to this wait?
No, I'll tell it now. It'll be good. So we're doing Halloween, but we're going to get away from movies. So
okay,
we're going to do Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe.
What is this?
CD.
Oh, it's
Rob Zombie CD.
Like an album, like a music
album?
album.
Yes, a music album.
I like it.
Yeah, because I figured Halloween, man, that always reminds me of Halloween.
Okay.
So let's go with it. Rob Zombie Hellbilly Deluxe. There you go.
Awesome. Hey, and you know what we should do? This might be getting a little more production, whatever, ahead, but I think Ashley and I are going to be in Auburn, not this coming weekend, but next weekend. So maybe, I mean, that would be Trey's pick, so we'll have to talk to him about it, but maybe we can do a double and if whatever he wants to do. But what if we went and reviewed a haunted house down there? Like actually went and did something.
We'll have to figure that out because we have company coming into town that weekend.
I mean, I've got stuff I've got to do that weekend as well. So just an idea. If I'm going to be there, we might as well do something that we can't do virtually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or maybe Adam can join us and we do a beer review. I mean, we haven't done a beer review in a while.
October
we can do that.
Yeah, if we can get some Oktoberfest beers, that'd be awesome. So just a thought, Let's see. If you want to find us on the website, on the web, you can do so at theguysreview.simplecast.com. If you want to send me an email that I will read poorly, which we didn't have any this week, by the way, you can send me an email at theguysreviewpod@gmail.com, Instagram at theguysreviewpod, Twitter at @the_guysreview. Remember to like the tweet at the top of the page. We'll put you in a DM group. You can make fun of us in real time. Facebook.com/theguysreviewpod. Please subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you get your podcast from. You turds got anything else to add? Booger lips?
Well said.
Good job.
Well said. Good job.
I appreciate that.
You did.
It's almost like you've read that 90 something times by now.
Yeah, what are we at this point?
I have to go back and look. We're getting close to 90.
I think we're past 90. We're getting close to 100.
100.
Are we?
I'm pretty sure we are. Hold on. Just give me 1 sec. If I'm going to look this up, I might as well. This will be 92.
92. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll be there by the end of the year.
We'll be there by the end of the year. We got to figure out something good for so it'll be sometime in November.
For the centennial.
For the centennial, for episode 100.
I don't know. Maybe we can do another call-in one. Let some people call up.
Yeah,
that could work.
Or we can do a review and just be like, hey, whoever wants to come on to review with us,
pick out what it's going to be beforehand.
The guest review the guys.
Oh, God.
Oh, the guest review the guys. Oh, so in other words, guest roast the guys.
Yeah, pretty much. That would be
pretty much.
Roasting, 100 episode roasting.
Well, we'll see how that goes. All right. Well, on behalf of Chris and Tucker, I am Steven. This has been another episode of The Guys Review. Thank you so much for listening to us. And if I can get music going, that'd be great. There we go. All right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next week.